Hello and welcome to another episode of Zeon Vlog. Today we'll be talking about GuardianCon 2019. There's a lot to talk about, and yeah. Intro.
I have come to you today as someone who carries within him the true aspirations of Zeon.
Alright, so GuardianCon 2019 was last weekend, and it was the first time that I had a booth for the convention. I've been progressively challenging myself for the last 3 years to do bigger and better things as far as creating props and cosplay and things like that. So this all started 3 years ago, GuardianCon, what would that be, 2017? I went with some of my friends that help with Team Titan, and I brought some of my Destiny props with me. People really like them, taking pictures. That's when we started getting Drake's Promise signed. That started with Mr. Fruit, and it just snowballed from there, and we got a bunch of people to sign it. So then I said, okay, I'm going to try and do a full cosplay on my own, and that's what I'm going to do for next year. So 2018 comes around. I barely finished my Titan cosplay. I finished weathering it in the hotel in Tampa at like 3 o'clock in the morning that Friday morning. And I'm anxious. I'm like, what if it's not good? This and that. So I had my friend there to help me. We go, and I'm the only Titan cosplay there, which helped me a lot because there was no other cosplay to compare mine to because I was the only Titan. So we had so much fun, and we just so many people stopping to take pictures, and at one point we had to make a queue to take pictures with me. It was insane. Blew away anything I thought that it could be, and I was like, okay, so next year, 2019, booth. So I did that. Then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a booth now. I'm gonna get serious about making and selling things. I've been taking commissions here and there, but I was really like, this is what I want to do, so I have to pull the trigger. I have to invest in myself, and I have to take this chance, because if I don't, then I'm never going to know if I'm going to succeed or not. And it was I put a lot of money into this, and my goal was to break even and get commissions for this year and start taking commissions. So we'll get into the outcome of that goal in a minute. Let me just talk about the road to GuardianCon 2019. I had a lot of speed bumps this year. Insane. Just like everything that could go wrong went wrong. The week leading to the convention, I'm doing all the hunter knives. I'm dremeling them. This Dremel I've had for like 4 years. I know it's on its way out because it's been glitching. It's been like turning on and off. But I'm like, okay, I just need to finish these things, and then you can die. And of course, like, I get halfway through beveling all the knives, the Dremel dies. So, and it was a cheap Harbor Freight Dremel, but I've had it for so long, I was like, okay. So I rush to Harbor Freight, I buy the same one, bring it back, finish the knives, and then the next day I'm like, I'm going to do something else. So I start dremeling something, and I smell smoke. And then I look down, and the rotary tool, the motor is sparking. And I'm like, okay, I just need to, I can't worry about this. Like, okay, F it. Next thing. So then again, with the hunter knives, I have to make these holes that are in the knife. And I have a certain bit on my drill that I do that with. So I get the bit, I'm like, okay, all the knives are done, I gotta do the holes so I can start plasti dipping. I get my drill, I go to put the bit in, I go to tighten the chuck won't tighten. So, the chuck won't tighten, get it? So, I'm like, this can't be happening to me. So what I do is I wrap the bit in duct tape, and I shove it in the drill, and I do that. So I still need to buy a new drill, but that was short-term solution. I took a lot of days off this week to finish painting and doing a lot of things that I needed for the convention, and thankfully, I was able to finish everything I wanted to, but I feel like I should have done. I should have prepared better. I could have had more stuff to sell, which apparently I needed to do because my ghosts that I made sold out in 30 minutes on Friday. By 10:30, they were all gone. Thankfully, I'm a smart businessman, and I started taking orders for commissions for ghosts. So that was a great success too. So then we get closer to the convention, and like 2 days before the convention, like Wednesday, my jaw locks up, like right here, and I can't close my mouth all the way. So therefore, I can't chew any food. So for 2 days, I can't eat anything. So I'm eating soup, drinking smoothies. I'm like, this can't. Why? Like, I'm just like, why is this happening to me? And I'm talking to my girlfriend about it, and she's like, do you have your wisdom teeth? I'm like, yeah, I still have my wisdom teeth, I think. And but apparently, my jaw locked up because my anxiety was so high that whatever, I don't know. Because as soon as the convention started and I started talking to you guys, my anxiety like went away, and then that night I could finally chew food and close my jaw all the way. So yeah, stupid anxiety, mental illness crap. So those issues aside, I had some issues with, I don't know how open I want to be about this. So, you guys met my mom at the convention. She was the one helping me with the booth, and my mom has always been completely fantastic. My mom is just as much of a geek, believe it or not, as I am. My mom's the one that got me into Star Wars. My mom loves Marvel and DC. Like, I'm not even that big of a Marvel DC fan, and typically the reason why I go is because my mom will text me and be like, hey, Aquaman's out. When are you going to take me? Or, hey, Ant-Man's out. When are we going? You know, shit like that. So I got my mom into anime, so my mom loves anime now, which is funny. So my mom gets, like, what I do and things like that. And she's always been 100% supportive. She even helped me pay for part of my booth, which she didn't need to do because I had the funds, but she wanted to help, you know, hey, I know you're just trying to break even. Here, let me help you try and break even. And I was like, you don't have to do that. And she's like, I know, but here's some money. And I was like, so, and she was amazing, and just, I love my mom so much, and the support that she gives me constantly with stuff like this. It can't be understated how valuable it is to have someone like that, you know. And my girlfriend was super supportive too, and really awesome. She doesn't really, she's not she's not geeky at all, but she's super supportive of everything that I do, and she's amazing too. I had a family member, a close family member, that didn't know how to show support. That's how I'm going to phrase it. And me and him got into a couple fights about the convention, arguments, because he just, everything was negative. Everything, like, I was like, hey, like, look at this cool stuff I made. And his response was like, people are going to buy that? And I was like, I hope so. You know, like, why would you say, you know, why would you say something? Oh, people are going to buy that? I'm like, I hope. You know, and just, so, yeah, that mentally effed me up a little bit because, you know, you look to certain people in your life for approval, and when you don't get it, and it's not because of anything that you did, it's just because maybe that person doesn't understand fully what you're trying to do, or maybe that person has, you know, maybe they can't show that support in a good way. It sucks, and it's really difficult, you know, to, like, get that out of your head. It's like, why aren't you supporting me? I'm, you know, you're whatever. Like, I don't, you know, and it's like, I don't understand. Like, you should be supporting me as much as anyone else, and you just, when you're not getting that, you're just like, you know, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? So that was really, really shitty. You know, like I said, I don't want to get too much into it. Anyway, so that there was a lot of things, hurdles in the way. Thankfully, like all my t-shirts came in on time, my banner came in on time, so everything was basically all up to me to finish crafting all these different things. And so let's get to the actual convention. So we set up Thursday, everything goes fine. Friday rolls around, I'm at the booth with my mom, and I'm still like, my anxiety is just like, I'm like, what if I sell nothing? What if, I don't know, like, you know, I don't know what's going to happen because I've never put myself out there before in this way. So 10 o'clock comes, doors open, I can hear all the people coming. I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's see what happens. And like I said, by 10:30, all my ghosts, I had 8 of them, all sold, gone. People fighting over a faction ghost, and one guy bought the New Monarchy Future War Cult. He went for the Dead Orbit one, someone else grabbed it, and I was like, oh shit, people are like really, really wanting these ghosts. Like, that's amazing. You know, then the next thing that sold out after that was the Hunter Knives. I made 10 of those. Hunter Knives sold out in a couple hours. Then all the Team Hunter shirts sold out by Friday. I had limited Warlock and Titan shirts on Saturday. Then I sold out all my 3D printed Gambit and Strange coins and Trials coins. Those all sold out. I sold out all my... what else did I sell out of? I sold out most of my Star Wars props that I made. I sold out the Millennium Falcons that I weathered. And then I sold out of so much stuff on Friday, I had to bring stuff on Saturday. So if you came by Saturday, you noticed new stuff. That's because I'm like, I'm going to have nothing at my booth come Saturday. So I went in my shop, and if you guys have ever seen my shop, I have pegboards all around the shop, and I got Nerf guns for, like, you know, customization or whatever. And so I'm like, let me bring some of this stuff. So I brought, like, all my Halo Boomco guns. I bought, like, a bunch of other, like, just, like, Nerf guns that I looked at, and I'm like, I'm not going to make anything out of this. Let me just get rid of it. So I brought that. I brought, like, a bunch of Clone Trooper helmets from my shop that I had, and I sold all of those. So that was really helpful also to, like, get stuff out of my shop that was taking up space. I sold some cosplay stuff that I had made for myself. If you guys ever seen my video about my Saiyan armor, I did sell the blue Saiyan armor to someone. That was pretty cool. The guy came up, he had like a Vegeta, I think it was a Funko Pop or something, and I was like, you look like you could use some Saiyan armor. And I said, that one might fit you pretty good. So he comes over, we put it on him, and this thing fits him like I made it for him. And he was like, how much? And I was like, this is how much. He goes, sold. And he walked away with it on, and then people came by like, hey, I saw a guy walking around with your armor, which was pretty cool. Another cool thing was Saturday, a lot of you guys that bought shirts from me on Friday wore them on Saturday, which, like, blew my mind. And, like, a lot of people that were in, like, queues to play Gambit and stuff were like, dude, there's a lot of people wearing, like, Team Hunter and Warlock and Titan shirts. And I'm like, that's so cool. Like, even the vendor across from me bought a shirt and was wearing it Saturday. I'm like, that's so meta. Like, another vendor's wearing my shirt. Like, you know, I was constantly, like, surprised and uplifted by all the comments from everyone. Even if you didn't buy something from me, a lot of people were like, this booth is so cool. Because my booth is different than everyone else booth, you know. And I'm sure that, like, there was a guy who did, like, all woodworking stuff. I didn't get to see him. So mad. I'm sure, like, him too, he's doing stuff that nobody else is doing. Like, yeah, you have, like, 15 artists, and then there's, like, me selling props and cosplay and whatever, and then you have, like, the woodworks dude, and, like, that's it. Like, everyone else is art. And not to take anything away from the artists, because they're mind-blowingly talented, a lot of the artists. Actually, not a lot. All of the artists at GuardianCon are amazingly talented, and they're just... I look at this stuff, and I'm like, they're looking at what I do, and they're like, how do you make this whole armor, and how do you paint all... And I'm looking at them like, how do you paint that, like, in Photoshop, or painting it, like, how do you learn, you know what I'm saying? It's like we're like both blown away by talent, that were like, how can you? And we're looking at each other. It's so weird, you know what I'm saying? Because I look at some of this art and I'm like, I will never. And I draw and stuff. I'm like, I will never be able to do something like this. Like, this is astounding. And then they look at my stuff and they're like, how do you turn these foam mats into like a whole thing of armor? You know what I'm saying? So it's cool. And then Saturday, I did help organize a cosplay photo shoot. So if you guys were out in like the main hall where like all the cosplayers were, I helped organize that together. My friend Amber, she was the one that posted it in the Guardiancon app. And so we did like this photo shoot, and I organized like different shoots. Like if you guys have seen the one where we're all shooting the Aldrin cosplayer, like that was me. Like I was trying to get different shots together because at one point we're just standing there for like 5 minutes. So I'm like, let's do some stuff. Then Saturday was just interesting. It felt slower than Friday. I guess as there was more panels going on Saturday that people were going to. But still, like so my goal for the convention, like I said, was to break even and to take commissions. Well, I definitely surpassed my breaking even goal. Blew my mind. It made me mad that I didn't make more stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh man, I could have. But with the money I made from this convention, I've been able to upgrade my shop a lot. I got an official Dremel and the Flexi shaft that I've been wanting. So that I've been using that last couple days. That is an amazing tool for shaping foam. I also finally invested in my own 3D printer because I've been the stuff I sold at my booth, I had paid a friend to do for me. So now I just ordered my own 3D printer, so I'm going to be experimenting with that and doing stuff on my Etsy. I bought a TV for my shop finally. Like, you bought a TV for your shop? Yes, I bought a TV for my shop because sometimes I want to have something playing in the background while I do stuff, and oftentimes I find myself in my room sanding and painting when I should really be in my shop doing that instead and making a mess in my room, when that's why I have the shop. So yes, I bought a TV for my shop so I can weeb and watch anime while I build stuff. So there's a lot of things that I do want to invest in to make my life easier, especially, now that I'm doing more commissions. I need to get them out faster. So there's a lot of things that I want to get to facilitate that. The faster I can make certain items quickly, that makes sense. The faster I can make so the faster I make items, obviously the more I get paid. And so that moves me toward my goal of being self-sufficient and quitting my SAD. Do you know what a SAD is? A SAD is a shitty ass day job. The J is silent. SAD. So that's my goal. Next year I am going to have a booth again, and I have an ambitious plan of doing either some type of cosplay or prop class or seminar at the convention. Strea Obscura also wants to do some type of seminar, so we're trying to see like how we're going to do that. You know, if we're trying to coordinate, so we're going to see what happens. It's going to be pretty cool, I hope. But I'm definitely going to have a booth if I don't do that. So, and next year there's supposed to be a cosplay competition, so maybe I can judge on that. Guardiancon people, you need judges. I think I'm a pretty decent judge, I think. So, there's so much more I could talk about, and like this video is as long as it is. I just want to thank all of you for like the support. My Twitter has blown up for me, is reaching over 100 followers, which happened overnight at Guardiancon. So thank you all so much. You guys have no idea. All the people that paid for commissions, like, I can't even express, and I'm out of time. Literally, like, I have 5 seconds left to finish. So Zeon!